Time is one of the most fascinating forces in storytelling. We measure it, we mark it, but in the world of Outlander, time is more than just minutes and hours. It's a living, breathing power that can steal loved ones away, bring them back in impossible ways, and force characters to confront both destiny and choice. And now, after years of watching Jamie and Claire battle against history itself, the story is racing toward its conclusion. Starz has officially confirmed what fans have both dreaded and long suspected. Season 8 will be the grand finale. That's right. After more than a decade of love, heartbreak, and journeys across centuries, Outlander is preparing to close its final chapter. But not before leaving us with mysteries, surprises, and one particular teaser moment that has set the entire fandom ablaze. When the first teaser for Season 8 was released, fans thought they might get just a nostalgic montage of greatest hits. But what we actually received was far more tantalizing. The trailer is brief, yet it is packed with new footage, layered flashbacks, and that one chilling voice that has now become the center of countless theories. The clip ends with Jamie and Claire sharing what appears to be a rare, intimate moment, a quiet pause in the chaos of their lives. And just as we start to breathe, a voice off-screen breaks the silence. Mrs. Fraser. The way Claire reacts, eyes wide, utterly stunned, is enough to send every viewer into a frenzy of speculation. Immediately, the fandom began tearing the moment apart frame by frame. Who could it be? The most popular theory points to Henry, Claire's father, a man we first met in the prequel series Blood of My Blood. In that story, Henry's character was brought to life with rich detail, yet his future was sealed by a supposed car accident years later. But if there's one thing we've learned about Outlander, it's that death, history, and even reality can bend when time travel is involved. Henry reappearing in Claire's life wouldn't just shock her. It would ripple across every storyline, connecting the prequel and the main series in a way that fans have been hoping for since day one. Of course, Henry isn't the only candidate. Some viewers argue that it could be Claire's brother. The problem? Claire never knew him. A reunion with someone she's never met wouldn't explain the raw emotional shock on her face. That leaves us with other possibilities. Lord John Grey, a beloved character whose loyalty and complicated relationships make him a strong contender. Or William, Jamie's son, whose presence has always carried tension and unresolved emotion. Each theory has its supporters, and each one would carry massive consequences for the story. Personally, I lean toward the Henry theory, not just because it makes sense narratively, but because it would weave the prequel into the finale in a satisfying, full-circle way. Still, this is Outlander. If there's one thing the writers love, it's pulling the rug out from under us. Remember Season 7's teaser that had us convinced of a dramatic hospital death scene? It turned out to be a classic misdirect, leaving fans both frustrated and impressed by how well the show can manipulate expectation. Season 8 could easily be doing the same thing here. But even beyond the mystery voice, the setup for the final season is already heavy with drama. Jamie and Claire return to Fraser's Ridge, a settlement that has blossomed in their absence. At first, it looks like a peaceful homecoming, but underneath the surface, nothing is ever that simple. The official synopsis reveals that the Frasers will be forced to confront what they are willing to sacrifice for the land they call home, and, more importantly, for one another. The Revolutionary War may be behind them, but new arrivals and old wounds threaten to shake their world again. External enemies are always a threat, but this time the real danger might be coming from within the family itself. Secrets buried for years are finally clawing their way to the surface. And if history has taught us anything, it's that the hardest battles aren't always fought with swords or muskets. Sometimes they're fought at the dinner table in hushed conversations or in moments when trust begins to fracture. One of the most haunting threads still dangling from the past is the fate of Faith Fraser, Jamie and Claire's first daughter. Longtime fans remember the devastating events of Season 2 when Faith was stillborn in Paris. That moment was one of the most heartbreaking in the series, leaving scars on both Jamie and Claire that never fully healed. But Season 7 ended on a shocking note that hinted at something unthinkable. Could Faith have survived? Could the child they mourned all those years actually be alive? The idea seems impossible, Yet in Outlander, the impossible has a way of becoming real. Co-showrunner Matthew B. Roberts has promised that this storyline will not be left hanging. In fact, he's gone on record saying that Faith's fate will be addressed visually and early in the season. No more vague hints, no more ambiguous dialogue. This time, the audience will see the truth with their own eyes. For many fans, including myself, this storyline is one of the most anticipated resolutions of the entire series. To end without addressing it would have left a permanent wound in the narrative, and Faith isn't the only family member who may change the Fraser legacy. Brianna and Roger, who have already endured their share of trials, are rumored to expand their family in Season 8. Sophie Skelton herself teased the idea in interviews, admitting that she wouldn't mind slipping into another fake pregnancy for the final chapter. The show hasn't always followed the book's timeline perfectly, which leaves plenty of room for surprises. Whether or not the McKenzie family grows, their role in the final season will be crucial. After all, their lives bridge not just generations, but centuries, giving them a unique perspective on the sacrifices their family has made. From a literary standpoint, the foundation of Season 8 lies in Diana Gabaldon's novel, Written in My Own Heart's Blood, but the showrunners aren't limiting themselves. With Go Tell the Bees That I Am Gone already released, and a 10th book still in progress, there's a vast ocean of material to draw from. Matthew B. Roberts has made one thing very clear, however. Every storyline must connect directly to Jamie and Claire. 10 episodes is not a lot of time, and there's no space for wandering subplots. That doesn't mean we won't see our favorite supporting characters, but it does mean the core of the story will be tighter, more focused, and more emotionally charged than ever before. This final season isn't about distractions, it's about closure. Production details add even more weight to the excitement. Filming wrapped in September 2024, with reshoots shortly afterward. Then, in March 2025, Sam Hugan announced that he had completed his final ADR recordings. For the actors, that moment wasn't just a technical step, it was a farewell. Years of dedication, friendships, and character journeys all distilled into one final performance. For us as viewers, the release date is officially set for early 2026. It feels close and distant all at once. So now, as we stand on the edge of the finale, one question hangs over everything. Who is that voice calling out to Claire? Is it Henry linking the past and the prequel to the very end? Is it William forcing Jamie to reconcile with his son? Could it be Lord John Grey, whose presence always complicates the Frasers' lives? Or is it someone else entirely, someone the trailers haven't even hinted at yet? No matter who it turns out to be, one thing is certain. Outlander is preparing to end not with a whisper, but with an unforgettable storm. After more than a decade, this isn't just another TV finale. It's the closing of a saga that has carried us across time through wars, love stories, heartbreaks, and impossible choices. It's about Jamie and Claire, yes, but it's also about the fans who have followed them faithfully. And when the credits finally roll on that last episode, we'll all be left with one undeniable truth. Time may move on, but Outlander will remain timeless.